Now, a few weeks ago, I bought myself this Category B Audi Rs3, which means it's crashed beyond repair and it cannot go back onto the UK road. So I've spent the last couple of videos completely stripping this car because we're going to put it in a completely different shell. Now, I ended up buying an A3 2-litre diesel front-wheel drive manual 3-door pre-facelift A3 to swap this whole Rs3 into. Now, if you want to go back and watch those videos, click in the top right hand corner and go and do that, and we'll be pretty much up to date to where we are now. But since the last video, I've been busy, hard at work, stripping the A3 donor car to get ready to take the Rs3, well, engine, gearbox, absolutely everything. Now, I didn't go into depth filming this because it's the exact same procedure as when I stripped the Rs3's interior and the Rs3's engine, subframe, etc. So if you do want a more in detailed view of that, then go watch the previous videos. But yeah, dash out, interior out, front end off, fully stripped down, ready to take the Rs3. And you join me with a partially stripped A3. Now, obviously I didn't really film stripping the engine and the interior on this A3 purely because I'd already done it with the Rs3 and it's very, very similar. So I thought I'd skip ahead, crack out a couple of days, and we're gonna get now to the same point that the Rs3's in. Which should mean it should start getting a little more interesting for me as well, because I'm now at a point where I've never done anything further than this, because we are now gonna be stripping the complete engine bay, getting rid of everything in here. I'm just gonna take it all out because I don't need any of it. And then we're going to start swapping bits over from the Rs3, which is sat outside. The ice blasters, which I will show you in a minute, they have come and done the Rs3 engine and gearbox, which it looks incredible. I will show you. They did have a go on this as well, as you can see, but the engine was still in when they did it. So we can see that the inside is still a bit dieseled up. So I'm fingers crossed they can swing back by, because they're not too far from me, and give the rest of the engine bay a going over. We'll see later on in this video. But for now, I'm just gonna show you the engine bay here, look, and then we're gonna go check over the Rs3's engine bay and just see what we need to swap over before we put the Dazza engine back in. Now for me, this is actually the interesting bit because I've never got past this point before. I've taken an engine out, put an engine in, but I've never started stripping all parts of the engine bay. So this is actually gonna be a first for me. And yeah, hopefully it all goes to plan. So I'm not too bothered about any of this stuff. So I'm just going to literally remove everything, dump it out the way, and then we can assess taking the stuff carefully out the Rs3, remembering where it goes and putting it back in the same place in the A3. So I'm going to start by removing the aircon pipes because they're the ones that are in the way most, and then try and tackle the wiring loom to get it all out from both sides of the car. And then removing the gear linkage, under trays, draining the fuel from the fuel lines that run inside the chassis rails. Now I'm just going to jump in, and please note on how dirty it looks from the underside here, because later on in this video the ice blast are going to come back and completely transform this. I really hope this is the same size as the Sportback, because I didn't think about that. Also the side trims could also be a little bit shorter as well, but again, there's only one way to find out. Now things like brake lines, actually the brake lines on this one come undone perfectly, a lot better than the Rs3 weirdly enough, even though it's done more than 3 times the mileage, and it's also 3 years older. The brake lines are in much better condition. Yeah, like this one as well, undone lovely. So the brake lines I will carry over, purely because these ones are in better condition. So removing the wiring loom from the engine bay, we've got the ABS sensors that go into the wheel well, we've got the plugs that go to the headlights, radiator, then it goes across the scuttle panel, and then we've got to do the same to the other side where the fuse box is, and again the same components with the headlights, etc. And don't forget guys, live on Compete for Cars right now is my 981 Cayman GT4, absolutely epic car, just £2.99 a ticket. Cash alternative of £37,000. Go grab your tickets, link is in the description. The competition ends in just over 24 hours and it will be drawn tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. live on Facebook and on YouTube. And we're not even 50% sold yet guys, so go grab your tickets. It's epic, epic car. And also you get £2,000 towards running costs as well if you do decide to take the car. So yeah, I've just been ripping everything out, not really paying much attention because I don't care about this one. it's the RS3 I need to pay attention to. But I've got to a point now where I've just got a massive bunch of wires here that go into the bulkhead or into the cockpit, and we need to now, this is where it gets awkward. I need a scissor lift because I need to get access to the passenger footwell to undo all those connections, probably going to the relay box, etc. And I need to pull them out here because that ain't going to fit through the bulkhead. But I just have awkward access with the ramp, so this is going to be a bit fun and games because I can't put it on the floor and roll it forward due to lack of space. But this is where it gets interesting for me anyway. So the differences between the two, we've got here our clutch pedals. This is where the clutch pedal comes out. Brake pipe, or clutch pipe, came out here and went round to the gearbox. And we've obviously got a breather here as well, which went into the top of the master cylinder. Now, obviously our RS3 doesn't have that, and we should just have a bung here. I have just checked a few of the bits. The brake servo is the same, so we shouldn't need to change that. The wiper mechanism is also the exact same part number as well. This is actually cleaner than the RS3's one, so I'm just going to leave that there. But I did notice something that was rather interesting. Now, this is a 2014 car, pre-facelift, and it has bonnet lifters, so airbag, this will deploy, lift the bonnet in the event of a crash. But if we go to the RS3, now I've actually lucked out this week. We got really nice weather, I think, for about 7 to 10 days, which is good because I need to flit in between working outside, dismantling the RS3, and at least I can do it in the sun. Well, I say sun, it's kind of parked in the shade, but look at the RS3. It doesn't have any of that, the bonnet lifter with the airbag, etc., that pops the bonnet up, which I found quite interesting. I'm surprised, considering this is a facelift, 3 years newer. You'd have thought it would have had the tech. But there we go, look. So this is where the clutch pedal would have come out. And as you can see, look, there's just a little cover where it should have been. So, yeah, so it's quite interesting. I'm not going to strip any of this just yet. I'm going to wait until the engine bay is fully dismantled, all wiring out, ready to go. Now, over the last couple of days, I've had the ice blasters come in and they have completely gone over the RS3's engine, gearbox, subframe, suspension. And I'm going to show you in a second, but it's just incredible how it genuinely looks brand new. Now, just the job they do is absolutely insane, and just the material and how it all works and how it's so much better than jet washing. I'm going to put a link to the description, so if you need your car ice blasting at all, guys, just go see them because it's just incredible what they do. And hopefully, fingers crossed, they can get back and do the engine bay before we start assembling it. And also, I've had a delivery of seats because a lot of you guys mentioned about how I'm going to get around the fact that it's a 3-door and I'm going to need seats that have the pull toggle at the top so you can then let passengers in the rear. Well, I have found a solution. But yeah, excuse, this is the A3 dismantling mess. I will need to get rid of all this in a moment. But just look at this. I'm going to stick some overlay shots in as well. But look at that. Now tell me that doesn't look like a brand new shock, brand new drive shaft, brand new wishbone, drive shaft, caliper, gear. Like, you would be fooled in thinking this was brand new. Just look. I'm going to let the pictures do the justice, do the talking. It's mad how good it looks. So yeah, massive thanks to the ice blasters. I'm excited to see how good this looks when it's all back in. Now, just below me here is a couple of front seats that I've just bought. Now, the problem I had was, obviously, I wanted this to be a genuine RS replica, or not replica. I wanted it to be a genuine RS car, but the lifting mechanism where you slide the seats forward, it's impossible to get with an RS car because a 3-door RS3 doesn't exist. Therefore, there's no super sport seats that say RS in the headrest that you can do that lift function with. However, there is a TTRS, and a TTRS has the lift function to get people in the back. So I bought some TTRS seats because they have the pull tab here function, and also they've got RS in the backrest of the seat. And also, I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion or not, but I think these actually look better than the RS3 Super Sport seats. Now, let me know in the comments what you think, but I think we're onto a winner here, and these are going to look epic. I did do a little bit of research. I couldn't find any definitive answers of whether they're actually going to fit in the car, but they are both MQB platform cars, so in theory they should just swap straight over. However, I managed to get a little bit of a deal because this seat doesn't have any runners, a seat frame, so maybe I can swap over the seat frame from the RS3. If not, I might have to buy another cheap TT seat to swap over the seat base, but I do have some new seats. I thought taking the door off would solve all my issues and make this a lot easier, which I think it will. Now, again, I haven't got this far on a car before, so I don't really know what I'm doing here. So I know that is the body control module though, because that is the same one that was on that Cupra Leon. That was a pain in the ass. So again, I'm just going to start undoing bits until I can kind of see what I'm supposed to be doing. So as we can see, it's a lot busier inside the cabin, and I'm just trying to work out the best way to remove the fuse box to get the wiring out. It turns out there's a bit of a trick, and I didn't actually need to remove this, but we'll find out a little later on. Now, removing the steering column, again, never done this before, very tricky, just bits everywhere.
Where's the screwdriver?
Just very limited on space.
There you go, steering column. Never undone one of them in my life, and I never want to do another one. But I have. There's another bolt under here. Leg's killing me, but we are about to go from 3 pedals down to 2. Aha! 1 pedal down. Ah, brake fluid everywhere. Christ's sake.
I'm finding a few more bolts that hold it to the chassis. I've managed to wiggle this, whatever it is called, out. Yeah, so it's quite involved getting the engine wire and loom out. I've managed to pull the whole dash membrane forward. I haven't completely removed it yet because on the other one, I mean, I have broke some stuff on here. I'm not going to lie, I've like ripped the carpet where I shouldn't do, where I won't do on the RS3, but this is why this one's a learning curve, to get the bits out. And I've just pulled it forward and I've removed all the connections here, look, which plug into those, which are for the engine wiring loom. And there's also, I'll just show a little video, but there's a wiring loom here that went right down the back, literally as tight as you could up against the bulkhead. And that went to the pedal, the brake pedal, went into a little J517, I think the steering wheel control module. And it also went into something else. And there's also a plug that came around here, this big weird plug that goes into the gear, that went into the gear stick as well. So I've undone everything now. I've just given it a little yank and it's started to come out. So I'm hoping that there'll be nothing else stuck and everything will now come out. No, I'm not 100% confident. There's a lot of things that need to try and fit through here. Right, this is that loom I was talking about, and you can see, look, it's caught on here still. There we go. So try and pull that through. There it goes. There's this weird big connector as well, look at that. It's a weird connector for just 1 pin. I know. 3 pin, or the weirdest 3-pin connector I've ever seen. There we go. I think we're good. Come on. Hey! Right, there we go. We are free, apart from this wire here, which goes down here. Oh, where are you going? Oh, it goes down there somewhere. It's the last one, though. We are free from the interior to the exterior. And now carefully removing the brake pipes from the ABS unit because I need these brake pipes. We can pull it out. And once that's done, I thought I'd move on to the rear and remove the rear bench because we do need to take all the side trims off to access the wiring in there too. Now, I will need all this stuff on the back end here, obviously, because 3-door, different shape, plus RS3's one is in not a great shape. So I need to be careful here not to break anything
And I'm also going to keep all 4 seat belts as well. Because the pyro fuse went on the RS3, I don't know if that's affected the seat belts. They're all the same, and it's not something I'm willing to risk messing around with anyway, so I'm just going to leave all 4 in situ. They should be the same anyway. Now I'm going to do something which I don't really agree with here, and I'm wincing at the thought of it, but I'm going to just cut these looms. I'm just a bit tight for space in the back here, and I want to get this out of the way so I can start looking at what I need to take out in order in the RS3. And I'd have to take all the headlining out, and it's just a bit of a faff kind of crawl in here with all this mess, so I'm just going to cut them. Oh, didn't like doing that. And I've got this massive chunky one here as well. It doesn't matter, I'm never going to use them, I don't need them. So I might as well just cut them. Oh. See, I'm second guessing myself. I don't need them. Do I? Do I need them? No. My only concern is any wiring for 3-door versus 5-door, like for the rear door that I don't have any wiring. I mean, I don't think there is. Oh, it just doesn't feel right. Right. Hello, bloody hell. Oh no! Coolant everywhere, for crying out loud. Never messed around with a brake pedal before, so I'm sure there's a clip or something. So what utter chaos stripping this thing. But now it is essentially a stripped shell from at least the doors forward. I have still got some work to do in the rear, but it's such a tight space in the back there, and it's really hard to get light in there as well to film. I think I'm going to wait until the front's put back together with the RS3 engine and interior, because I've already got the wiring loom. It'll just be sat loose on the seat, and then I can start working on the rear. So I might do, I think I'm going to do that. It seems like the easiest thing to do at this point. But yeah, we can see interior fully stripped here, and we can even see the parts for like left-hand drive and right-hand drive. So if you see here, look, we've just got a plug where this would be for the no, that'd be the brake, for the brake servo if it was left-hand drive. And you can see obviously our hole there where the brake servo was, and there'll be other bits as well. Behind here will be for the clutch pedal, and also the wiring loom where it would enter the from the bulkhead as well. So it's just, there you go, there's that gap there where the brake clutch line would come through if it was left-hand drive. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see it all completely stripped like this. I've never, as I keep saying, I've never got this far before. So yeah, all really interesting. I need to remove the MIB unit. I think that's the main interface. Airbag control unit, I think that is. So I need to get that off. And I believe I'm going to strip the carpet out of this as well, because I've had a look, and the RS3 carpet should actually fit. It does look like it's the same. So I don't actually know where the extra length is coming from, because I'm sure the rear bench is the same as well. So maybe it's just an extra 4 or 5 centimeters in the back. I don't actually know. But no, all looking good. The ice blasters are managing to squeeze me in this evening as well. So really good news. We can get this engine bay looking absolutely brand new to reflect our brand new looking engine and gearbox as well. And that's going to look so good once we get that in position with all the wiring intact as well. The engine bay is going to look epic, especially with the carbon intake system as well. So yeah, I think I'm just going to skip ahead for the moment and just remove this interior carpet, get that up, tidy a few things up, and get rid of all this
Right, I don't even know where I'm going to put that. I think I'm just going to chuck most bits in the skip, apart from obviously the bits that are probably valuable, like front end parts. But this here, I mean, what am I ever going to do with that? I'm just going to skip it. I know it's got loads of wiring in it that could be useful in the future, but all it's really going to do is just take up even more space in the workshop, and I may use one plug in 2 years' time, so I think I'm just going to skip it. And the ice blasters turned up in the nick of time, so again, massive thank you to them. But this is what it looked like before they started and just the process during. And we can see how it's not even taking any of the underseal off at all. It's literally just lifting off the dirt and leaving it pretty much immaculate. And it is a really good thing to watch as well. It's just so satisfying watching all that dirt being removed and not damaging the body or anything whatsoever. Now you may be able to see it's nice and blue in the engine bay, and that is because late last night the ice blasters swung by and finished off the engine bay and the underside. And a massive thank you to them because I know it was quite tight with time and they were trying to squeeze me in, and they come out last night. So a massive thank you to the ice blasters for doing this. Now I'm going to put some overlay footage in if I have it, because obviously I wasn't here, but just look how brand new this engine bay now looks, especially in the exclusive Sprint blue. It just looks absolutely insane. There's now, obviously we're going to have a few scratches from where I got the engine out. I do actually have some Sprint blue paint on the way, so I may actually do that. This isn't dirt, this is just where they haven't bothered painting the inner chassis rails. But just look how good and clean it now looks. Just looks absolutely insane. And we've also done all the wheel arches as well. Now, this is perfectly clean. As I say, when they paint the cars in the factory, they just don't get everywhere. You can see, perfect example, look, the wing was already in place when they painted it. So some places just don't have as good paint coverage as others. But look at the underside as well, look. Transmission tunnel. Everything is now brand new looking and clean. And you've got to now remember, this car is a 2014 car. So this chassis is 11 years old, and it doesn't look any different to like a brand new one coming out of the showroom. It is absolutely epic. And now to finish this off, I've got some built Humber, I think that's how you pronounce it. And this is Dynax UC, which is a clear film anti-corrosion wax. Now I've already put it all over the RS3's engine and gearbox. I'm now going to put it all over this engine bay as well, just to give it that extra protection layer. I'm just going to go to town. I'm going to put it everywhere that they've ice blasted, and that will just give it a nice little clear wax coating to protect it for the years to come. Now, I think initially it comes out like glossy, but I did the RS3, and although it came out glossy to start with, it dried back to its original like shape, not shape, what am I talking about? I can't multitask, clearly. It went back to its original matte colour. I'll show you in a second. I'm just going to continue doing the rest of this. So yeah, I did fully coat this the other day, look, and as you can see, it's gone back to its matte looking self, so it obviously just dries back to the way it was before. Now also, I'm going to take the MIB unit out and the carpet out, but before I do that, I'm going to count out all the money that I found, because I'm going to get a really decent lunch today. So we have £2, we have £3, another 45p there, £3.45. What else we got? There's definitely some more. £4.70. There's got to be more than £4.70. I swear there was another couple of quid somewhere. Is it just the £4.70? Oh, that's a shame. I thought there was more than that. Oh well, at least I can just about scrape together a meal deal. I'm assuming the RS3 carpet's going to fit straight in here. I couldn't see any reason why it wouldn't.
only changing this because obviously I ripped it. No other reason. Just maybe going back in, yeah? Now, if you ignore the back half of the car backwards, we are halfway at the front. So I've just literally lifted all this carpet up, hoovered underneath all here, hoovered all this up as well. I've just got to fit those ducts back under the carpet, but everything is now fully removed. Engine bay, you can see what I mean, look, it's gone back to a matte finish now. Engine bay is fully clean, ready to start assembling the parts from the RS3. So yeah, this is halfway, guys. Next step is going outside and starting removing the, I don't even know what you call this, the bit behind the dashboard that's got everything to it. I think that's the first thing we need to do. But first, I just want to see if my TTRS seats fit. I think we're good. So, push it down, slide it forward, let's check this function. Oh. Okay. the whole point in these seats isn't working. TTRS seats might not even have that slide function, because I can't feel it here. Normally you get a 2-stage and there's not. So it might not actually have it. It could just be a tilt forward function. In which case, I can't do any more. Now I've just got the driver's TTRS seat here as well, and it didn't come with a seat frame. Now, I've had a look at the passenger one, which did come with a seat frame, and it is a little bit different in respect that the slide function is actually built into the actual seat itself, and it has this cable which attaches to the seat rail. The RS3 seat is a bit of a simpler design, and the slide function is actually built into the rail itself. Now, I have just removed the seat rail from the RS3, and you can see what I mean. Look, the handle is built into the rail itself. It just lifts, you pull it upwards and it just releases these 2 pins, I don't know if you can see them, and you can slide the seat. Whereas the TTS one, it links somewhere with a cable instead. So I am going to see if the RS3 seat rail will just bolt straight to this one, and then we just need to remove the TT's system. And it also comes with a seat belt as well, which we do need. So if I just spin it round, although saying that, it's the other side. No, I'm just being an idiot and got it the wrong way around. So hopefully this will just slide. No, I didn't think about width actually. No, width is good, we're good. So that should just go like that. That should just go straight on. If this doesn't work, I need a new seat frame anyway, so. So I ended up smashing off the seat adjuster with a hammer because it was fixed to the frame and I couldn't get it off. But it turns out the RS3 seat frame doesn't even fit anyway because all these brackets are different. So I've had to end up buying a cheap TT driver's seat anyway, just so I can rob the seat frame and rails off it. That should be here today. But at least that should hopefully resolve the seat issue, and then they are fully done. Now I've just taken delivery of some 3-door S3 facelift tail lights, which were quite hard to find, but one of you guys, one of the subscribers, managed to have some for sale, so big thank you. Got those, saved me a chunk on having to buy them brand new, so they will be going on. And to carry on with the facelift tradition, I have ordered a facelift S3 rear bumper as well. 2 reasons. Firstly, because this is a pre-facelift bumper, it's ever so slightly different with the diffuser. And I just thought, we're coming this far, let's get a facelift bumper too. And the other reason is because the RS3 had parking sensors, whereas you can see this one doesn't have any parking sensors. So it just made sense just to get a new bumper. So I've got that coming too. So now we can turn our attention to the
RS3, and the whole reason I stripped the A3 first is because of things like this fuse board, for example. I have now learned that I don't actually have to remove that at all and break anything in here like I did with the A3.
I'm just going to break it. I don't need it.
Purely because it all comes out as a 1. So this actually did have a Vodafone tracker in it. So I'm going to just remove the Vodafone tracker from the fuse board, and then I'm just going to click that back in, and then I should be able to remove the whole thing as a 1. And then I need to crack on, remove the steering column, because it's obviously got the key for this, got the RS3 key in it, because that means we can also take our proper RS key as well. So we'll even have a proper RS key. And that does also mean, though, I'm going to have to change the door locks in the door because they will need to suit the key. So I think that's a good place to leave it for today's video. I'm about to now start working in the nice sunny shade, stripping the RS3 interior, ready to go, obviously, go back in the A3. And I'm going to leave that for the next video. So as always, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Drop me a comment below as well on what you want to see further or what you enjoyed. Go grab your tickets for the GT4, and I'll see you in the next video where we will be getting the RS3's engine, wiring loom, and the whole dash into the A3. Cheers, guys.
This is a lot more painful than I imagined it to be.